Welcome to Friday Night Live. How you doing? How you doing? I'll just wait for us to go live. Hi. How are we? Sorry, I didn't realize what time it was, you guys. I'm sure we're like, where is she? I'm here. I'm here. I don't think you have this printer in Australia. True. That's a true fact. I know that because you would need the plug, right? But I wonder, we'll talk about that because it is like the printer itself. Like, I wonder if you could get the adapter with your proper, whatever, I don't, your plug type, because it is a piece that attaches. So, I don't know if anyone from our friends in Australia have researched this or not, but the printer has like, it just is, I'll show you. I don't know the proper terminology, so I don't want to sound like a dum-dum. Hello, Valerie. How are you? So, hello, friends. How are you? Happy Friday night. Hello from Australia and everywhere else in the world that you're watching from. I grabbed one of my Christmas sweaters to put on. It's backwards on your screen because I have my camera flipped around, right? Hello, Yerlise. How you doing, friend? Hi, Irene. How are you? So tonight I was going to do art and then I was going to talk about the printer, and then I felt like the printer is a whole session on its own. So even though I said I wasn't going to do it, I'm going to have an impromptu middle of the week live where you guys can watch it live with me or in replay. Speaking is going to be an issue tonight, as you can tell. Or you can watch the video and replay using the stamps, dies, and stencils from Wrapped in Ribbons. So yeah, you could probably get a plug. That's what I'm thinking. But with that said, there is a difference because the voltage is different, which I learned the hard way with some of my... I had a steamer that I used, and I used it with the adapter, and it blew it. Never worked. It turned on once and then never worked again. And then when I read in the fine print of the steamer, it said, do not do that. So it was no good. How many Oreo Cokes have you had? I didn't even finish the first one. Gave me heartburn. So 0, a quarter of an Oreo Coke. And tonight I just have water. Super, super flashy and special tonight. I just have water. So I did last weekend the class for my Wrapped in Ribbons. So this is the collection, my Christmas collection with American Crafts. And we created an album. So if you're new here, hi, welcome. Because I saw somebody had commented that they just found my YouTube. I am a paper crafter and I design product for American Crafts, and announcement will be coming shortly with the new company that I'm working with. And I love to make scrapbook pages, mixed media art, using lots of different tools, gel plates, paint, texture pastes, stencils, dies, stamps, and I love paper crafting. So my start was as a scrapbooker, and I just do all the things. And then the biggest thing for me, which we're going to talk about, I think it should be a big thing for a lot of people in 2025, because I feel like 2024, we got away from it, is community crafting. So we build a community of friends here that I feel is super important. And I feel like 2025, I really want to be community driven, focused. I want to craft, I want to do art, and I want to preserve my mental health, which I feel like I've got just too caught up in the weeds. These days, I've been just too caught up in the weeds where I need to do things for myself. So if you want to join me, just keep tagging along in 2025, because I have lots of big plans, so it's going to be fun. So I want 2024 to be over. We're close, Irene. So let's just make the end of 2024 fabulous. That's what I say. Let's just make it fabulous. You guys are going to be very proud when I flip this camera around that this afternoon I printed photos and added to my album, and I just have to add journaling. But I have made, I don't know how many of these albums, but I get so busy with work, I never get to circle back to actually print photos and do that. So tonight is not just for you guys, it's for me too, is I just need to do the things, you know, do the things, print the photos, find the joy. So 2025 for me is going to be about joy, finding joy. Finding joy in the smallest things, finding joy in the big things, living in the moment, and really appreciating being here, breathing, healthy and alive, and then being here with you guys. Like I need to find the joy, because sometimes we have to look pretty hard, right? You got to look pretty hard. Sometimes life feels like it's sucking all that joy out, and then maybe we have to say, whoa, and like deliberately find joy. And that could be deciding that you're going to, instead of ordering food out, you're going to find joy in cooking again, finding simple recipes and nourishing your body and your family, right? Joy could come in walks and just taking a deep breath. Joy could be promising yourself that you're going to put 2 of your favorite songs on and dance in the kitchen. Joy could be reconnecting with a friend you haven't talked to in a long time. Joy could be committing to art journaling once a week, committing to, if you've done my classes, to actually making sure that you can be there the weekend to do it live and to actually take it out of the package and not just be a collector of fine scrapbook things. Because I find I'm going to put joy into the product that I'm developing this year. I just really feel like it needs to be focused, because I had the best intentions this year was one of the hardest years with the loss of my mom, and just the direction of my business just changing drastically. And I just feel like sometimes you have to look pretty hard to find it. And that's what we're going to do. And if you want to join along with me and do those kind of things, that I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And if you haven't, right now, hit that subscribe button so that my videos pop up when I'm going to go live. Hit the like button, because really, you know what, it doesn't hurt to just like the video, to just throw Vicky a bone so that we can help people find us. But that's kind of my direction for this year. And with that is I create these albums, and I never circle back and put photos in it. So when we were in the middle of the class having lots of different conversations, one of the things that I said was, I'm gonna show you guys how I print my photos, because I know for some people there are a lot of little photos in my albums, like 2x2s, 3x3s, weird sizes. Sometimes I'll make them even smaller than the photo mat to put some writing, journaling, we call it. If you're new to the world of memory keeping, you want to just kind of document the things. And I find that we really need to start looking at this again, because people are not, printing their photos. People aren't printing their photos and your memories. Like I used to love as a kid I have the hiccups, sorry, looking through photo albums. And how many of you actually do that anymore, right? So I do this for a living, and I don't even do it like I should. So this year I'm committed to that. And with that being said, I'm going to show you the printer that I love using, because it is compact. You can take it with you. I'm going to show you the apps that I use. I'm going to say this right out of the gate. I use an iPhone. I have never been an Android user. So hopefully some of my Android friends that have been following for a while can help you with tips. I don't know app alternatives. So it's kind of hard to learn something that you don't have the tool to use it with, right? So I am definitely an Apple user. So the apps that I'm going to be using and sharing with you tonight are on my iPhone. It is when I flip and show you the camera, it's my old iPhone and it's all cracked and stuff, but I am going to, I charged it up. It still works, right? Oh, I'm even getting emails from 2022. That's how old this phone is. But I did practice and used it so that I can share it with you tonight. Do we have any questions? I'm going to flip the camera around. I did search the Epson PictureMate 400 is my printer choice. I know some of you love your selfie. You do you. Whatever works for you. Why I love the Epson PictureMate 400, and this is not a, what do you call this? Like, they didn't send me, Epson isn't sponsoring this or anything. I'm sharing this because I love it. I love it, right? So you can find them. I searched in Canada, like VizTech has them. There's a couple spots on Amazon. They're sold out at Epson, usually Epson Canada, you can order them. And then in the US, I found tons on Amazon. I recommend when you buy it, the ink will work, I find, for about 100 prints, I'd say, maybe a little better, 120. It is a 3-color printer. That's why I love it. It is actually printing with color ink. It's not a, what is selfie? What is that called? I forget. I should have looked in, but this class isn't like a comparison kind of thing because I have never owned a selfie because once I went to this Epson, I don't know why I would look for anything else. The color is amazing. I like to print on semi-gloss or satin photo paper, sublimation. Yes, so it's like almost like a heat one, right? Like it's different. So I'm sure it's changed from back in the day when I used to go to crops and I'd see people's images that they printed on their selfie. It just the quality of the images wasn't my jam, but it doesn't mean that that hasn't changed because I don't have, again, I'm not a professional user of selfie. So if you own a selfie and you love it, do you need this printer? No. If you're looking for a printer, you might want to consider this one, or maybe you have a selfie and you're not happy with the quality of your photos. You might decide you want to change. But I love this. I've been using it for years. And let's flip I'm going to flip the camera on and we'll get right into it. So I'm going to show you my album, because if you weren't with me on the weekend, you might not even know what I'm talking about. Like, who is this lady? Well, let me share some things about myself. So I'm going to flip the camera. Thermal printer, yes, like it's just different. What it does, it's not ink. So I don't know, like, so for some of you guys that are selfie users, from photos that you printed a number of years ago, are they still vibrant? I know friends that had original selfies that all the color is gone in their photos. So is this going to be the same as emulsion-based photo printing, like when you're putting it in the liquid and you're no. And I don't know nowadays if any of our photos like are going to last like probably original. Like I used to do that. I did that when I was in art school, right? That I can't remember what they're called, but there were two really stinky fluids that we would do. You put one in and the picture would come out, and then you put the other one and it would stop the developing, like a developer, and then something that would like stabilize the developer, and it stunk. And then you'd hang them, and then you put it in a water bath and hang it to dry. Lots of fun, right? So, I don't know, really, you think, but I have been printing photos on this printer, and they are good. They're good. And as we chat, I'll tell you, I don't like the shiny stuff, and I'll tell you why. I am not a high gloss girl, and I'll tell you why I'm not a high gloss girl. Because I have to photograph my stuff. And anything with a reflection is kind of a nightmare to photograph, right? It doesn't work so well. So I have a preference of using, look at all my garbage here. It is what it is. I've been cleaning my room today and it feels really good, but it's a huge job. And you can love gloss. I don't like the reflection on gloss. I don't like the fingerprints that are left on gloss. And I have to photograph my projects, and it's impossible. Anything with a shine is very, very hard to photographs. So the photo printer paper that I love, but I believe it's discontinued, was Staples. Had this Staples brand satin, and you can see it's got hardly any shine to it, and I absolutely love it. Now I have purchased about 10 different photo papers. That is one of the other videos I'll do, is I'm going to compare the photo paper. This one was amazing. It's really unfortunate. I think when scrapbooking was in its heyday, people were printing at home. So these printers you could find everywhere. They were cost effective. Now, when I looked online, I wrote it down. In Canada, it's about $280. It does go on sale, but I remember when I bought mine, I think it was around $180. You can get it on sale for. So now I'm thinking with that it's just not as in demand, that I don't know if you're going to get it for that price in Canada. In US, I saw it for on Amazon for $212 to about $250 US. And then the ink cartridges in Canada are about $55 and $32. I've seen it for as well. It depends if you have the paper in it. But like I said, the paper that comes with it, with the set, let me see if I have a box. The paper's high gloss, so it's not my jam. I probably will never use it to print a photo. Just a second. Let me grab some of my stuff in my photo cupboard. Do I have an ink cartridge? Let's see. I actually do not right now have an ink cartridge. But here I think is the paper that came in it, maybe? No. But let's look. I used my last ink cartridge, but there is paper that comes with it. Like I said, I never use it, not my jam. But I think you can still order this and you could cut it down to size. This is the one, and the packaging may have changed, but the Staples Satin Photo Supreme, freaking, we need to demand that they bring it back. The weight of the paper, the quality, the smooth glare-free finish is amazing. There is a little bit of a texture on it. All my friends in the US, like when it was discontinued first in Canada, I have about like 12 boxes of this. So it's going to be a long time before I have to find a photo paper replacement. But like I said, I did go online and ordered a whole bunch just so I could help you guys. It's $1.99 at Office Depot right now. That's a great deal. That's a great deal. They have satin paper, but only in the 8.5 by 11. It's 8.5 by 11, so you could cut it down. You could get your 5 by 7s. It is a great photo paper, but it did used to come in these 100 sheet packages. I really wish they'd bring it back because it is a phenomenal. But no one's printing their pictures anymore, right? So I just find I have koala satin. I do have that one in my cupboard. I have this one in the 5 by 7 because this printer will print 5 by 7 and 4 by 6, and it is this brand, Photo Paper Direct, and I find that it is decent. It's decent. The weight of it isn't bad. It's way thinner than this one, but really it's decent. And then you can see the shine difference. I'll print something in the 5 by 7 size as well so you guys can see it. And I found this one on Amazon, I think. The other thing that I love for, and as a Canadian, I order from here, and for the US is, oh my goodness, I have to look it up. It is a photo store that I totally just forgot the name of it. Photo store online. I'm looking it up. US. And hopefully it will come up right away. B&H Photo. So check everything out on B&H Photo as well. I really like They have, yeah, that's the one, B&H Photo. If Natalie's here, I don't know if she's here tonight. Oh, she is. She asked me about Diet Coke. She can probably throw a link up. Like I said, I'm just doing this for you guys. I get no kickbacks for any of this. This is literally just personal preference and things that I love. But I really love the B&H Photo. You won't convince me though. Like for some of you guys that love gloss, I won't be on that ever. Like, you know what I mean? I feel very strongly about satin finish photos. I have to watch too because my photo, if I put this side down, it will stick to this craft mat. So let me grab a sheet of paper just so I can prevent that from happening while we're doing our things. So there's a little sheet and I can put those on there. So what questions do you have before we even get started? I'm gonna share things. I want to share this one thing with you. You know what I mean? And some people here will love their selfie printers. They will love their selfie printer, and that's totally okay. It's not in my wheelhouse, so I can't really talk about it or share anything about that, right? But I have to say, so this printer, when you get it, let me show you what it comes like this. It is, look at how big that is. So it is about 9 3/4 by 6 1/4, and it is about almost 3.5 inches tall. So with that being said, you can take this with you. So if you want to do traveler's notebook and you're traveling, you definitely can take this with you. The cord I was saying that it comes with looks like this, right? It is this. It attaches on the side. Hello, Stephen. How are you? Oh my goodness. I hope lots of friends show up today. I miss you guys. So it just plugs into the side, right? Now, you have it will take an SD card right there. See, the SD card will go there. I will also add in different attachments so that I can use different dual drives. Like I like this one because guess what? All my photos are printed off of my phone. So if I can put this into the end of my phone, I love this thing. I highly recommend it. And then I have do I have one here that's handy? Something like this that I can put all different sizes in, right? So that I could add that to the printer to get my photos off. And I'm going to tell you why. It is Wi-Fi. It works with Wi-Fi, but if you go somewhere that has firewalls, like at a hotel, so say you're at a crop and you want to print photos, you cannot get beyond or past the firewall. Your Wi-Fi won't connect. So that has happened to me. And I was like, oh my goodness, how do I fix this? And that was my trick, is I had a stick. And then I just took the photos off my phone, put it into the printer, and then had no problems. You can also get a cord that will attach your phone to your printer, and that can work. But sometimes I struggle with that. And then I found that this is helpful. So I'm going to tell you, if you're going to travel with the printer, I would invest as well. And it depends. Are you printing off your camera or are you printing off of your phone? And I find a lot of us probably print off our phones now, or your iPad or whatever you're using. But this is definitely a tool that I feel like you need if you're going to travel with this. I have the Red River print paper as well, Marvine, pardon me. I bought, like I said, a whole whack of different ones, all different kinds, so that we can do a test. And then that's something I'm going to do in the new year. I will print and then show you all the different kind of results I got from different paper. Not true. You can link the phone and photo via a private IP address. Well, probably, Dawn. I am definitely not techie enough to understand it. I just know that I was at a hotel and I couldn't get it to work. So if you understand that private IP address and all of that, you can do that as well. But for me, this was much easier. I just stuck this in my phone, put the photos I wanted to print on here, and then just print away. So whatever works for you, right? Like, I love that. That's a great tip if you understand what that means. I do not understand what that means, but I will definitely, if any of you remind me to look that up, I would like to learn, because I like to know the things, right? But yeah, I'm not tech. I'm not a tech savvy person. Everything I figure out is just literally trial and error, right? So yes, thank you for sharing that. And if you guys understand how to do that, there's another option when you come up against that. Because I was trying to print when my father-in-law was still alive. We were at his nursing home and we were printing photos for his memory board, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. So I ran out and got one of these and I was able to do it. But that is another great option. Am I missing any questions? You just got your Epson PictureMate still in the box. So excited for this live. Valerie, I'm telling you, I just think it's a game changer, especially if you're struggling to print your photos. I really believe that. I might blow that SD card up with all the photos on my phone. I just add the ones I want, print them, delete them, add. I'm not saving on here. It's literally, and I only use this, like I said, if I'm at like a hotel or somewhere where I'm using their Wi-Fi. At home, I have no issue. You can go on here, follow the instructions. It's very easy. The on button you will find, you just move your button across. So for your Wi-Fi setup, you set up your Wi-Fi, the connection, I have no problem, right? And then you can go to your print photos. You can view photos and print on here. You can do the photo layout sheet. I literally turn it on and just use it. And then your ink goes in here. Maybe if I turn it off, let's see if the printer second goes to here. And they do go on sale usually around Christmas time. I'm just not sure if it, but the ink is very easy to change. And like I said, about 100, 120 photos, maybe more, depending on how much color's in there. But it's right over here. It slides across and you can change it. Let's see if when I turn it on, if it moves. And that's where your ink goes. And when you need to change it, it just comes across. Easy to clean. When you need to clean it, you go to the setup button. I'm not going to get into like how you set up your printer. If you want to see something like that, I have a new one and we could start from the beginning. But I find it is very user-friendly, very user-friendly. So when I go on here, right, you would just, once your Wi-Fi is set up, I have no issue. The apps that I like to use are, I use PicTapGo, I use Snapseed to edit my photos, and I use PrintToSize. And I am a firm believer that it is, if you are an iPhone user, I think it's the best app. I go into the Epson Creative app, which it's called Epson Creative Print, which you can use. It works with the Epson PictureMate 400. I don't know if you guys, so anyone out there, have you used both apps? Yeah, it's plugged in. I don't have an issue, but you can plug your phone right into the printer if you have any connection issues. So I want to know if, when you are using the printer, which app do you guys use to print? If you follow me, you probably use PrintToSize if you have an iPhone, because I really do find it is the best. And I have the creative print. I know my friend Lil loves it, but I'll show you. Okay, let's go in here. So I'm gonna go in. This old phone, so I downloaded some photos onto my phone to use for tonight. And I like PicTapGo. This is the original. The new one looks a little different, but I love this one, so I didn't switch it. So when you open it up, old phone might take a minute, so just give it a second. I go in here, pick a photo, right? Edit. The only things I generally edit is I will crop, I will lighten, I will use the contrast, and sometimes sharpen. I feel like if you I really believe, and I did a photography course, and in the new year, I'm going to revamp my photography course, is it's important to take a good photo rather than edit the heck out of a photo. So with that being said, is finding the light, understanding, like here the kids are centered, the tree is in the third of the photo. Just things like that really are important before you get into the whole editing stuff, right? You had issues with it lately? Maybe you have to take the app off and re-add it. That might be something, right? I'm just telling you. Now, Angie, have you used PrintToSize? It's like $4 or $5, the app, and worth every penny. So here's a photo we took. We were in Toronto. The kids are standing in front of the tree. I did take it in the, I'll show you when you edit it. It is in the 6 or 9/16, because if I wanted to put it on my Instagram stories, it will work. Now to edit this, I'm probably going to do it 2/3. So I'm going to lose some of my tree maybe, but I'm okay with that. So I've now edited that. I can go in here, make it bigger, whatever you want to do. Sometimes I'll print different ways. So I've cropped to what I want, which is a 2/3. And then I'm going to go in here and I lighten it. And I don't want to blow it out. So what I'll do is reduce that. The other thing that you have to find is sometimes you have to see if do your photos need to be edited darker or lighter depending on how your photo prints. And I find that with any photo printer, you may need to make adjustments that maybe it prints a little dark, so you have to lighten the photos. So it is definitely worthwhile in taking photos in daylight, color, black and white, nighttime, and doing tests with your printer that go in, edit it like you normally would, print it, and then make adjustments, and make a little notebook for yourself that you're like, this is printed where the photo was darker than I normally print it, lighter than I normally print it, to get your kind of color jam going, right? So I've lightened it, and like I said, at the bottom, I have that adjustment. So then I can go in, and the other thing I do is plus contrast, and all that does is really highlights the highlights and adds to the shadow, but I never do it full on. But I'm happy with that photo. I don't feel like it needs a lot of editing. And then I just go, and then I save to camera roll. So that's how I would use PicTapGo. But like I said, I do use the older app because I like it. So let's just go out of here now. Whoop. And let's look at Snapseed. So Snapseed, I find, has lots of options. So when you go in Snapseed, you press the plus. Let's go open from device, and I'm going to edit the same photo. Okay. So when you go on here, you have set filters that you could use, like portrait, and it will just do set. This one is smooth. I don't use these generally, so I'm going to X out of that, and I'll go into tools. And when you go into tools, you have tune image, that when you get in there and you look at this little button right here, you can adjust your brightness, your contrast, your saturation, ambiance, highlights, shadows, warmth. So we'll start with brightness. You have a slider right at the top that you can slide and make bright, make darker. So that's where I will do some slight adjustments because it's nighttime. I just want to brighten that guy up. And then I can go into that again, and I can play with the contrast, right? Less contrast, more contrast. Adjust the contrast. If you want to increase your saturation, which will make your colors more vibrant, right? Or less, like, right? If you take all the saturation down to 0, you get black and white. So you can go in there. I'll adjust it and make it a little bit more colorful. I don't really need to do ambiance or highlights, shadow, warmth with this photo. I feel like it's good. So then you can just press the check mark and it has saved those. You can go in here and you can crop. And then you have your sizes, right? You can do the 3:2, which is what I generally do. my 3:2 crop, right? Move that up and down. You can just take the little corners, and that's how you adjust. Okay, so you can crop that. And I find that works best with about a 4x6. And then in your tools, look at all your options. You can rotate your image. You can adjust your white balance. You have curves. So all these things you can go in there and play with. You have healing. You have HDR escape. Like all these things that can do some really amazing, pretty things. Portrait, which will blur your background. I don't do a ton of that, but sometimes I'll play around, right, with things that I want to edit, but I'm happy with that. So I'm going to, when you get here, you can save with changes, you can undo. iOS will ask for permission to modify the photo. Save a copy, creates a copy with changes you can undo. Export creates a copy with permanent changes. So I am going to save a copy so that my original is still in there, right, in my photos. So when I go in there, there's the original, there's the 2 photos. So let's print both of them and see what we get, right? What do you guys think? Do you edit your photos? So important things, if you want like tips for photo, is the biggest one is find the light. Find the light. The light should be on your subject. So if the sun is in the sky, midday, like this time of year, like let's say you're outside around 3:34 where you're getting that beautiful kind of golden hour light. If I'm taking the photo, I want the sun or the light to be on my subject matter and behind me, unless you're going for a backlit photo. And then you got to mess around with that, because backlit means your subjects will be in shadow and then the back is bright. You want the light on your, so one thing, find your light source. And with your phone, what's awesome nowadays is you can take your phone and literally turn your body and find your subject matter and have them turn around till you find that the light is beautiful on your subject matter. The other thing is you want to frame your photo. So decide, first off, do you want portrait, landscape? These are important things. Like if you have a family of 5, you're probably going to need to turn your phone unless they're all kind of stacked together. So that's important. Frame your photo. And then the other thing is look around. Is there a big red garbage can right behind the photo? Sometimes the easiest thing is just change your position slightly to format your photo or line up your subject matter. Can literally be just taking a step to the right, and now that red garbage can isn't behind you. And then the other thing is just make sure they're centered in the shot, or rule of thirds where they're to one side or the other. So just things like that are, I find the easiest. Just a couple of tips to improve. After tonight, improve your photo taking. Find the light, and then get into the creative stuff, right? Zoom in, zoom out. But literally for a lot of it is don't use the zoom on your camera. Walk closer, walk further away, because a lot of what you're doing is an optical zoom. You're going to get pixelated photos. So depending on how new your phone is and its photo quality, the quality of the camera, just play around with some of those things. It's really, really important to kind of find the light. And your photo should be pretty darn good before you even go into the editing. And a lot of that is just manual or user technique and finding the light. Okay. So, and then other things you can do with your phone now, your iPhone, you tap the center, will focus on where you want it. Like tap your screen, you'll see a little box that you can slide your finger up to lighten and darken your image. Lots of things that you can do. Like I said, I did a whole photo class because really most people out there own a phone now. You have a camera in your pocket or with you all the time. They're great tools and tips to have for taking good photos. So anyway, so now I'm going to take that and I'm going to drop it in PrintToSize. So right now that says US letter. Well, I don't want US letter. So let's go and see how to change this. So paper orientation, I can change, right? I need to change that to inches because even though I'm Canadian, I don't use centimeters, right? And then I can decide, I don't want US letter. I want a 4x6 photo. So see right in there, let me go back there again. So what I did is there's a gear in the bottom corner that I can go in. I can do paper size, and then you can pick your paper size. So I can do, for me, I'm only probably ever going to use a 5x7 or 4x6. So there's my 4x6. And then I can do paper orientation, where it can be portrait or landscape. You do whatever works for you. I'm going to do landscape. Okay. And there it is now. And I can shrink and move my screen. So I have a landscape 4x6. I used to do that, Sharon, and edit everything in Photoshop. And now I find the apps are so good on your phone that I don't do that anymore. I used to edit everything on my computer, drop it into the sheet and print it. And now I do everything right on my iPhone. Those two apps that I just showed you, Snapseed, you would be shocked at what you can do on your phone. So it's the tool that you have, right? So I love that. So to add my photo, I press the plus button. I'm going to add the first one that I edited, add. Now I can click on here, and even though I can rotate it. So it says the size right there. And I can pull that in and do a full 4x6 just by adjusting my corners. And I like to print with a white border, so I'm going to shrink it a bit. I'm going to move it, center it in there, shrink it a little bit more because I know with this app, it cuts the top off a little bit. And then move it up, and then shrink it down and see. Now see, it is not right now. I'm going to stretch it a little bit. So my photo should have a white border. It is right now, it says it's a 5.65 by 3.7. And let's just give it a go. So now in the bottom corner, I press printer, select my printer, which is the Epson, is right there. And then I press print. Oh, got to put a some photo paper in there, might help, right? And turn the printer on. Okay, so there's my photo paper. Just top load right there. Make sure that the band is tight there. And it doesn't take long. Did I miss any questions? I'm looking at the computer now, so if I missed something that you needed, let me know now. I say a lot, I apologize. My brain needs to catch up to my mouth sometimes. I was at your little scrapbook store live, yeah. So look at that. Pretty, right? So see, I know I need to adjust. It was too high on there, but it's totally fine. Let's print it again. I'll make that adjustment. But I wanted to see, so right, I just continue, it's done. Press on that and delete. And let's drop that other one. I want to see if there's a difference with the different editing. And then I'm going to rotate it again. So I clicked on the photo. You can rotate it. Oop. I'm going to pull it to where I want it on that 4x6. And we'll make that little bit of adjustment this time too. I was okay with the sides, but I need more room at the top. So let's give that a go. Okay. And now get photo paper and we'll print. So this is just your standard. Do you have to have a white border? No, you can do borderless. You just pull it right to the edges. And if that works for you, I like to expand this and just make sure I've centered, done all the things, right? And we know we need a little bit more room at the top, so we can move it a little bit. And print, print. Just make sure the one thing, the little screen that pops up and says cancel or whatever, don't close out of this because it will stop printing. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like a little thing will pop up here and I've pressed like cancel because I think I can just go out and pop another photo in and it will only print half your image. Like here, don't cancel. Because I don't have a whole whack, I'm only putting one sheet in at a time. So just don't do that because it will cancel it. So those are the two images. This is a little bit brighter. This was a Snapseed one because I had adjusted the saturation and I hadn't on this one. But do you see what I'm saying? They're decent images, right? Decent images. So I know this is what led to this whole thing is we created this album this weekend. So the whole idea with this is Allie Edwards for years has done December daily and loves to journal. There's a lot of writing and storytelling and I love that. And I do a lot of like just pretty and photos, but I don't journal as much. I will, but I've already started. I'm so proud because look I already have photos in my album, friends. So I went and did my Christmas urns. I've printed. So you see all different sizes in the album in here. And these kits are still available if you're looking, going, oh my goodness, I love this. I'd love to make one. I put a link in the description. So this was at the watering can. I'm going to add some journaling in here. And I've added as well, we went to Toronto for the weekend. I put a photo in here. I'm going to add some more photos in the pocket. I'll add my journaling. Aren't you proud of me? Like, oh my goodness, I have freaking photos in my album. I'm doing it. So this one says gathered together family photo. I added this. I'm going to tell you this though. If you do my classes and it's like a December one like this or any of them, don't put your stickers on until I give you this as a guide. But I really think I'd be adding it as I put my photos in. So look I went to the one of a kind, and this is my friend Danny Pollock, and I bought some jewelry and I added that there. And I added another friend from the one of a kind that is a scrapbooking friend as well. There's Devin. She'll hate that photo, but we went out for dinner after. And then these are going to be some decor ones. And this is what I'm going to work on with you guys tonight. So we went to Toronto to the Christmas market and to the stacked market. And there's a food hall down in that area. If you guys are in Toronto, did you know about that food hall that I wouldn't have even found if I didn't walk past that? So I went to Toronto and saw this food hall. We just took tons of photos. So now one of these is going to go here, right? And then I have this, and I'm going to print a photo for here and here. And then I will show you 3x3s. And then inside the pocket, I can put photos. I'm going to have 2 photos here, one here, and maybe 2 here. Like I think on this page, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, at least 10 photos. 10 photos just telling this story right here. 10 photos and then some journaling, right? There's a food hall. We found it and I took a picture of it. It's somewhere, I'll see. But it's right in that area, right in near the theater district. And we just walked a different way back to our hotel, and I'm looking across this park into this big, huge, beautiful building. And there's a food hall with like Thai food, steak, barbecue, burgers, a little wine bar. It was absolutely amazing. So I need to tell you the name of it because it was really fun. They had like a like a gourmet ice cream place in there. It was really awesome. So I'll have to tell you. So I thought it'd be helpful now to show you how I edit the smaller photos as well. Do you have any questions and anything you'd like me to show you as well? I'm yours tonight, so anything that you want to see. But that's what I'm going to do, is print the photos for this interactive page. So we built all of this in the class, right? So this one's going to fit beautifully right there. So I'm going to print my photos and then I'm going to add them, right? I thought you meant food haul. No, H-A-L-L. I didn't like get a big cart full of food. It wasn't a food haul like I would do like a shoe haul. No, food haul, H-A-L-L. So this is fun. So if you are new here, look it, and we went to that, there's a Christmas restaurant that had all the drinks and everything that are Christmas themed. I have to say it was not as good as I was hoping, and it was awfully expensive. So, but this drink was really fun. It was like some kind of s'mores drink, and they toasted the marshmallows on top of it. It was not a hot chocolate. I'm just going to say it was full octane. But I'm going to go through here now, right? And I can print my photos when I get there to like tell a little story on the little cards. I am leaving for Vegas next week, so I will be able to print my photos. Do you print 5x7 and use them in your album? I can print it. I'll pick one of those photos and do a 5x7. But this is kind of the jam. This is what I love to do. It's probably my favorite thing to create are 6x8. It's bigger than that. This is a big album. So if you've used the Snap ones, these ones, the spine is like 3 inches, I think. 3.25 inch spine. So there's a lot in here. Yeah, that drink was full octane. Weird though, I have to say, I don't know. Sometimes, do you ever wonder, like, when people are making things, like, it was chunky when you drank it. And I'm like, I don't think that that's my favoriteest thing. Like a chunky drink, right? But we have all of this. So I'm going to go take pictures of the Christmas lights. I'm going to take close-up pictures around my house. I'm going to go online and I will print find images of my favorite Christmas movies. I'm going to find the cover of the Carpenters album and I'm going to put it in here. So you don't have to necessarily just add photos. You can add photos from just things that have happened maybe in the day. Like your favorite Hallmark movies. Go and find the images from them. Download them from the internet. Or screen capture it and print those and put it in here, right? But I just love that this kind of, some of it is just writing. Like in here, I'm just going to write a Christmas story. I'm going to write some holiday traditions. We're buying 3 gingerbread houses, and each couple, because my kids are that old, are going to decorate a gingerbread house. We're going to have a gingerbread house contest, but not really. So I just want to document it all. And this is my first year without my mom, right? So I just want to find the joy. We're going to find the joy, find the joy. You finished your album yesterday? Good for you. I love it. So yeah, this sucker is huge. There's lots of fun things, but this is what I do. If you're new here, this is one of the things. And then interactive bits. And you buy these kits and you get everything you need other than your basic tools to make it. And it was, I don't know, how many layouts did we do with this again? 19, 18, some kind of craziness like that, double pages. So there were like, what is that, 8 double pages, more than that, 9 double pages. So let's print some photos for here. So the question of the 5x7, I'll print a 5x7 for you. I will do that, Dion. I have the paper right here, so we might as well do it. But I love, is this the most cost-effective thing printing at home? No. I think it works out to, if you're in Canada, probably about 45 cents, 50 cents per photo. But for me, it's a convenience. And I like the ability to put different sizes on it, print it, and have it when I want it. So for me, that's my jam, right? I'm with you. First time without my mom. I'm sorry, Jacqueline. It's tough, man. I have days, and like I say, I think she just keeps showing up, because I was watching, do you know the comedian Tig? I don't know what her last name is, but I was watching this thing and I'm thinking, comedian, it's gonna be funny. And then she talked about like losing her mom. And I really feel like they're just messages from her. So I was having a good cry. First year without my dad. I'm sorry, Jennifer. Working hard to find the joy. Did your Christmas album and planning to attend all kinds of events to fill it and find the holiday joy. And it's what he would want for you. It's what he would want for you, right? It's the same with my mother. Like when she was in the hospital and she was going downhill pretty quickly. All she kept saying to me was, "Stop crying, Vicky Lynn." And she was yelling at me, "Stop crying, Vicky Lynn." So I hear her, and I laugh at that, because like even there, it's like I had every right to be sad. And Sheila was like, "You buckle up, Buttercup, like you got this." So we don't have to, it doesn't have to be a sad holiday, it's part of life. And it's, I have my moments, but I have moments of absolute joy, right? So, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, Karen. And that is why what we do here and meeting up and talking, and I mean, apart from just talking to me, in this group of these people that are chatting right here are some of the most amazing human beings I've ever met. And they never would have come into my life if it wasn't for my hobby of sniffing glue and cutting paper. And people think like scrapbooking, what is that? And I'm like, oh my goodness, I've met the best people in the world through this hobby. And some of you out there don't even scrapbook, but you love the community aspect of it. And it's something to do on a Friday night or during a class. You just hang out. I love it. It is the best thing. So I will preach to the choir and tell people that it is worth it. You find what works for you. And that's why this scale to me can work. You don't have to have a whole scrap room to do this. You don't have to have a huge space. This can all fit into a couple of containers in your closet. You pull it out on the dining room table when you want to do it. But it is like diamond dot painting, puzzle making, photography focused. But what I love is it's real life. It's creative and artsy and fun. You have a built-in community with it. So that is why scrapbooking doesn't have to look like how your grandma did it. You could be out there right now and just somehow you're on YouTube and you're 20 and you're like, who's this old bag? What's she talking about? Let me tell you, if you are out there, or if you have kids that are that age, you are not preserving these memories. And one day you're going to be like me and your memory will be gone and you will not have any of the evidence of, that you were a gymnast or you were like, a awesome rower, or you did fun things and you had this great group of friends and all these experiences. But if you do these little books and you start printing those photos rather than deleting it because you're like, oh my goodness, I was fat when I was like in grade 10, or I don't even talk to that kid anymore. Well, you know what? Keep the memories, start finding a way to do it. This stuff is important. It's really important, right? And I know there's a lot of you out there that it doesn't have to be, you don't have to look at paper crafting, memory keeping as something just your mom or your grandma does. There are so many beautiful products out there. It's so fun. It's good for your mental health. My daughter, she's going to be on here next in the new year, and I'm going to do an album with her. We're going to do a whole series of bringing my 21-year-old into paper crafting, because she also thinks she's not creative enough to do it. And I say to her, yeah, you are. You can do these things. So I want to print some of these photos. I made a list. Not him physically sprinkled all over it, but okay. Okay. So I'm going to take this. And like I said, I know I want 2 3x3s. So tonight you might have, like, I know a lot of people have popped in and are popping out, because this is pretty much what tonight is. I'm just going to show you now how I put photos in this album. And if you just feel like hanging out and chatting, that's great. But I do love this printer. It is the easiest thing to use. If it gets you to start printing photos, I feel like it doesn't take up a lot of space. You can put it in your cupboard till you use it. That's where mine goes. It's on one shelf of my cupboard, and I have a little lidded box with all of my photo paper and extra ink in it, and it's awesome, right? My 22-year-old daughter scrapbooks with me, and she loves mini albums. I love it, Jessica, and I do. I feel like mini albums are the thing. Question: what app are you on now? Just making notes. Okay, Carrie. So this is my old phone. Like, it's 2022 phone. I like to use Snapseed or PicTapGo. But like I said, my version of PicTapGo is an older one, but I do really love just the ease of use of those two apps. Some of them, you might have to pay to purchase, or some like in-app purchases, but I feel like it's worth the money. Sometimes you don't have to there's no images on your little watermarks on your photos or whatever if you pay. So I love those two, Snapseed and PicTapGo. My choice for printing, hands down, is PrintToSize for easy use. But I know a lot of people love the Epson Creative Print. So this is what this app looks like. Back. So this is, you can do all these different things, but really you're just going to do the collage print. You can go in here like anything else. You open it, you can resize it. Like I have it set up by 4x6. You can select multiple photos to put in there, change layout, change paper size, change background, do different things, add photo. So with this one, and I don't use this app, so I am definitely not an expert because I love the one that I have. So if I go to my recents, and let's pull one up here's a cute picture of Devin. I haven't edited it yet, but there's Devin eating her chocolate covered strawberries. Press the select and next, and it will add that photo in there. You can round the corners, do all those heart shapes, which I wouldn't be doing, but I can also drag it, change it. Now, this is what I'd have to ask. So you guys who use this app out here, how do I see the size of this photo right now? Because on PrintToSize when I change this, would tell me if it's 3x3, if it's, so maybe there are rulers. Let's see, are there rulers? I don't know how to set this up. So that is my issue with this app, is that if I want to drop multiple photos in there, how do I know what the size is? So this one is not there's probably a way to do it, but like I said, I love the easy use of PrintToSize. So with PrintToSize, you can do your paper orientation. You can select multiple sizes. It can be in inches. It can be in millimeters. It can be in centimeters, right? You can clear your page. And then to add my photos, let me edit that one of Devin, because I'm going to do 3x3. So I'm going to go into my PicTapGo, and I know there are 2 photos of Riley and Devin. Let me find one, or probably Riley and Denise, that I wanted to edit. I love this photo. Isn't that cute? So they're having this was a rum chata hot chocolate. So I am going to edit that photo. That's the one I want to edit. I'm going to crop it to a square. So I'll go down here and I'll pick a 1:1 ratio and I'll crop it to a square. I had taken this one on portrait mode, which I've learned so much with portrait mode since the days that I did the photo class. And I'm going to brighten it up just a little bit. I don't want it blown out, but just a little bit. And then I can go into contrast, and then that just deepens it up a little bit, right? My shadows and my highlights. If I want to play with some saturation, There's lots of things you could do in here. I can go into that sweet tooth, but pulls a little bit of green, but I can adjust it like that. Love it. I think it's perfect. And I can go camera roll, save to camera roll. Okay. There are templates you can use to get the sizes you want. So doesn't it seem like way more work though, Irene, than this app? Yeah, if they're the sizes you want. But is this as quick as the, well, you tell me. You'll see, you tell me, because it, like everything, it's personal preference. Like for me, I'm like, it's a no-brainer. I think this is just way easier. But then there's Riley riding a reindeer. I love it. So I'm going to edit that one to a 3. So crop, square. I'm going to expand that a little bit. Take all the noise out of the background and just have him on his reindeer. Apply, lighten, so you can see the reindeer, not too light. And then I will add some contrast. It was freaking cold. That's what I can tell you. I'll go into Sweet Tooth, but reduce that. And then we'll go. And now I have 2 square photos that I'm going to drop in there. Okay. Thanks, Nat. So I'm going to go to PrintToSize. I'm going to add my photos. So I'm going to click on those 2 and they're added, right? So I want to shrink those down to a little bit less than, I'm going to do maybe 280. Let's see. So shrink that down. We'll drag that, oops, undo. Drag that one into the corner. Take that one. Let's see if 280 is small enough. Might need to be smaller than that. And then that corner, yep, I want them a little bit smaller because I want them to fit right here. Yeah, I'm going to do it right now, Don. I'm printing 2 right on there right now. So I want those photos to fit right here on this mat. So I go in and I know I want the green to show. So 3 by 3, but I want a white border. So that's my concern. I want a white border. So I'm going to make it smaller than a 3 by 3, right? So I'm going to take that and I think I'm going to go to 270. So all I have to do, I hope you guys can see, 270 is click on there and then you can just shrink it to 270, drag it into that corner, make that one 270. And then I'm going to blow that up. I know that this, if I move it too close to the top, I will lose my border. And then this one, I can line up so it's easier to cut them out. And then how close? It's too close. So I'll move it over. Boop, boop. Okay, so let's see what happens now. I think it's good. I might lose some on the bottom, so let's see if I can move it up a little bit. They're the same size. Now put my paper in my printer, and it will go to sleep, but it's still good. It's gonna work. Find my photo paper. Okay, now with this one, just make sure your shiny side is up. The side you want it to print on should be what is facing you on the printer. It rolls right in and prints, okay? And then print, because it is already my Epson. And let's see what we get. Is it working? It's not saying it, so let's make sure again. Print. There, it's working. I was in Toronto and went to the distillery district on Wednesday and saw the reindeers. What did you eat, Sonia? Did you get food? As a card maker, I've learned so much in the Minibooks. I love them. Me too, Karen. I love them. And I actually think it's a perfect card maker thing. That you can still, because you're still a memory keeper, right? But maybe you don't want to commit to 12 by 12 albums. Some people feel very strongly about their 12 by 12s. They only want to do bigger. I feel very strongly about, look at that. There we go. So we'll see if 270 was small enough or not. Because sometimes I don't hit it out of the ballpark. But guess what? If I can't use them here, I would just use them on one of my layouts. So then I just take it. I trim it. Sorry if my head's in the shot. I just got to get in here so I can see. Right? You could make these, look at how fun this would be. I'll show you this first. I could make these little Polaroids if I wanted to. Just trim a little bit off the bottom and look at, I've made a Polaroid. I've made a Polaroid, right? So do you find if you're out there and you're like, all these freaking scrapbook teachers keep doing all these like small photo sizes, but I have no clue how to do this. Do you find this helpful? I just don't want it to take up the space anymore, Cherie, for me, is just, I do them because I know people love them. So as a teacher, I'm going to do all different things, right? All the things that people like. But for me, look at how fun, right? And there's one photo. Whoop! I love it so much. And then let's take the other one of Riley. So the other thing, friends, I have to say, because this is a community, that we lost one of our community members in November. That Sonia Rivera, if you guys remember her, passed on November 4th. So sending so much love to her family. And, you know, I do notice you guys make a difference in my life. And I do notice, and I have to say it was really sad to find that out. So if you guys remember her being here during classes and during lives, really awesome lady. So sending lots of love. And if you're out there and you're watching, Sonia from heaven, sending you lots of love, friend. So this one I'm going to put on top. I still prefer standard 3x4, 4x6, less photo paper waste. Yeah, you know what I mean? But like, okay, I guess here's my take on that, because I'm going to play devil's advocate. Less photo paper waste, but think, if I was putting 2 3x4s on there, I'm still using half and half, right? So if I do a 3x3 and I cut a little bit off the bottom, I still would be using the same amount of paper, right? It's just a different size. I'm just throwing some away. But like I say, with everything is personal preference. I love a square. Sometimes I need to use that. Look at that on there now. This makes me so happy. I'm going to have a completed album. So now look. And now I can put some journaling strips along the side. I don't know. I guess, and my whole thing is I play devil's advocate, but at the end of the day, we do what makes us happy. But in the same, not same sense, but don't put any limitations on your creativity, right? Do whatever makes you happy. I do mainly 12x12 scrapbooks, but love to include photos of all sizes on my layouts. And that's great, Kathy. That's great. I love the 12x12. I love the scale of them. I love 24x12, the look of it and all the photos that you can get on there. But really now I find my kids are older. Maybe when grandkids are around, it's a different thing. But I find I'm doing more travel albums and more things that are geared towards me. My kids aren't with me as much. So I guess my whole thing is I want to show people all aspects of it so you can find what works for you. I just find so many people have left the hobby, and I feel like they need to come back. They need to come back, because I'm like, what are you filling yourself up with now? Like, where do you find your joy? So I'm going to delete those, right? You could just clear it, but I'll just delete those two. And then on this one, because I want somewhere to journal on here, I'm going to put a 3x4 on the front and back. So they went in a light tunnel. I'm going to do the light tunnel. And here we'll do those ones on Snapseed. So I am going to open from device. They were in a light tunnel. There's two different ones. There is, see, tunnel of lights. And I'm going to edit that one to a 3x4 right off. So that's a 3x4. So let's just center that. And I'm actually going to crop that a bit because there's something ugly on the side there. So let's just center that photo to 3x4. I could crop a little bit more. Maybe there's a lot of foreground. Okay, so done. And then tools, I can go into that tune image. So there's my brightness. I can, let's see, do we need it to be much brighter? I don't want to blow it out. So I'll brighten that by +12. And then I can go into my contrast a little bit, and then I will do in the saturation because I do like to just pop up the color a little bit. Okay, boop, done. And let's export that. So I'm going to save as a copy. My grandson was born in April and I have over 4,000 photos on my phone. I love that so much. I love that so much, Poppy. This is Snapseed. This one is Snapseed. Okay, so that one is done. So I'm going to open up now Riley and Denise. That's them right there. Doop. Oh, I love those. See, there was somebody walking down the middle. So I had Devin in and was in the middle, but there was nobody in here. So I put them in the over to the third, not centered. Look at how this is way more interesting photo, if you ask me. Not centered in the tunnel of lights. So let's go to our 3x4, move that up. This one is just laid out just so much nicer. Love it. Tools, let's lighten it, brighten it a little bit, and let's pump up the contrast a little bit. That's pretty much all I really ever do. Saturation, a little bit. Done. Let's export, save as a copy. You got to watch because one of those options will permanently change the photo, and I never want that because I might want to change the size. I might want to crop it differently. So I always make sure it's a copy. Okay, so let's go in and drop now. In here, this is PrintToSize is the app that I use with the printer, and I'll select the two photos. I can add them, and then we can drop them into this 4x6, and then I will make them fit in there, blow that up, right? And then I'm going to pop my finger on there and I'm going to move that over, stretch that down a bit, make it bigger. Okay, I just expanded the size. So this right now says 2.65 by 3.55. So that's weird. Why did we lose? So we can fix that. There. I'm going to go with that. So I still have my white borders that you know I like. The more I expand it, I find I can, just like when I'm in Photoshop, oop, I made it too big. There, that I can play around with how that's placed on the photo mat. Let's see what this one is. Okay, and then we know it was, I did 6.5, right? And then make sure that they are lined up, not too close to the side. I still have some room. Adjust that over a bit so when I trim it, okay? And then I press the printer, boop, and put some photo paper in there. Make sure it's the shiny side up. It used to have words on it, but it doesn't anymore. It is definitely a, right now, just for Apple. I don't think they've changed that, right? But the other one that you can use, Stacy, is this printer has an app that I'll show you in a second. People love it. I just use what I love, right? So what was, Kara, what was your opinion? Carrie, the Epson Creative Print app that goes with the printer is easiest for that. What's that? But here's my question, Kara. Okay, let's go on that, and you can help me here. Well, oh, these are so pretty. Wait till you see. I think this printer is, the quality is phenomenal. Look at that. Look at that. I just printed that right here at home. Boop. I love this photo though. Moving them over to the side rather than in the middle is, I think, way more interesting, right? Pick frame, they say, is another one that's good for. So this one, I'm going to put one on the front and one on the back, and then I can journal under it. So these are going to go one on the back and one on the front. So that's where these ones are going. Oh, I wonder. I could have made them smaller. Wouldn't that have been fun? And maybe I will. Because look at, that could have went sideways in there. I like that. So I'm going to go here. So I want you to tell me, when I'm going to add my photos on here, there's a 4x6. How do I know what size they are? So this is the Epson app. So I can add photos on here. I just think the PrintToSize is like one step there, right? Question, does the ink have 4 separate cartridges? It's one ink cartridge, but it is like, I think, black and 3, it's black and then the 3 colors, the pink one, the blue, and the yellow. Oh, so you're saying like a different frame setup, but I can't, can I fart around with the sizes then? So let's do the change layout, you're saying, right? So I can do, I see what you're saying. So yeah, see, I can, my opinion can be changed. I will say that, okay, I can see that. Select. Why can't I add 2 now? Oh, I have to do it at, and can I change the direction? Yep, there. And I can shrink it. So I see what you're saying. You can do all those things. So this is with the app, right? And then I can do it there and choose it. So let's print one. Let's see what we get. Who did I just put in there? Did I put Devin or did I put, I don't remember. Let's see. Select, next. Yeah, perfect. So then, right, you tap, you switch, you shrink. Shrink a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Next. And let's print. You can do with the borders, but I also have control issues, Cara. I don't like my borders to be too wide. So I know I can do border or borderless, right? It is not glossy. We'll do semi-gloss. And there we go, done. Print. So that's a great thing. So it does have one photo edit. So you have options. You could do all different sizes then, right? So you could do some 2x2s on here. So I do see the plus of using that. Yeah, I'll do 4 2x2s. I'll do one next. If you pick frame, you can pick either way for borders, and you can change the thickness of it as well and add borders. Awesome, I love it. I love it. We'll see you later. Have a good night. Yeah, 6 2x2s. I'll do it right now. Because don't forget, we have things like this, right? So I'm not going to necessarily use them here because I haven't taken my photos yet, but look at, I would totally put 2x2s on here and then put journaling on the bottom, so these look like little Polaroids. So let's think, see if I have anything I would do for 2x2s on here. It just taken a second. The printer is doing something weird here. So I will use this app too. Look it. That's why you have to listen to people and not just think you're a know-it-all. Because I like both apps, but now here's a question. Will the Epson one work on Android as well? Because if that's the case, it's a game changer. And when I'm doing any of this, I'd only use that because I hate when people feel like they're left out. I print mine with Photoshop since my photos are on my computer with your Canon. Yes, yes. So I do multiple things. I still love the ease of use for the apps on your phone. Like I'm telling you, game changer compared to when I do like my Photoshop or Photoshop Elements. So I will also add them to my, oh my goodness, stick, like this thing. And sometimes edit them on my phone. And then you can get the photo cards now that will send it directly, right, to your phone or your computer, which is freaking awesome. Here it goes. The stinker. Oh, then that's perfect. So Irene, I'll only tell people to use this app now. Because I know people get frustrated, right, when if they're Android users. I love that, Marvine. So that is awesome. That's awesome, right? Yeah, this is helpful. Yes, I have an Android. I love it, Kara. Is it Kara or Kara? So sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. So let's take it. It's coming. This one seems like it's taken longer to print, doesn't it? I wonder if using the app changes the quality. We'll see. Looks the same. That's taken a long time to print. Like Sarah, Kara. You know I'll ask you that every single time because I'm terrible with names. My goal for this Christmas is to start putting pictures in my album starting with this year's Christmas. I think it's a great goal to have done. So there we go. Right? There we go. It works great. So let's do some 2x2s. Let's do some 2x2s. So we'll go back. Oops. Back to the Epson Creative Print. So when you're searching it, home, return to home screen. Do you want to save the edits? No, I'm good. Let's go to collage. So you have all these options, right? So let's go to, look at that. So we can do 6 2x2s. So let's go and start adding our photos, and I'm just going to randomly pick because I don't have much. This isn't my phone, right? This is my old phone. So let's randomly pick. What is on here? There's a picture of me and Tim Holtz. I'll just randomly pick some photos. So 1, select, and then see, it even shrunk it down, and then that's what you guys were saying. Oops, cancel. Maybe not. It's gonna make me pick. So can you select all the photos you want at the same time? Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. One at a time. Okay. So you just have to have a better memory than I have. So we'll just select them. So to make a square print, you don't need to edit your photo first. Well, you don't have to edit it to the size. You could just adjust it. But I would edit anyway for my color, lighting, all of that. But I'm just going to randomly pick 6 photos. I'm not going to probably use these on here, but I could use it on something else, right? Oops, select. And then I'll show you when I'm done selecting them, I'll go on each one and you can move it, edit it, shrink it, do all those things. Boo, what didn't I pick yet? Oh, we had cocktails. Let's do our cocktail picture. And one more. Let's see if sidecar is in these ones. I don't know. Boop, 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 boop. Is that sidecar? There he is sitting with his beer and we were laughing because his hat, how his hat was on his head. Funny man. Next. Okay. So I'm going to click on that, right? And now you can move that around. See? Can we expand? I see. Now that's a drawback for me is that I cannot, can I crop that photo? Double click. Can you crop? So these are things, right? Is that I think you'd be better off to crop into square and then add it. Correct? Do you know what I'm saying? It would be, I would crop them into squares and add it because I won't, oh, but you said I could do borders, right? Can I do it now? Let's look. So we can change layout, change paper size, change background, add photo, add stamp, add text, select multiple photos. Could I have done that in there, do you think, guys? So that right now, the drawback for me is that I have no borders on here, but you said I can change the layout. Let's look. Can I do borders? How do I put borders on it? Oh, borders. Borders. Let's do that. So let me find that photo size. There's our borders. And did you say we can adjust the size of the borders? Okay, so now look I just went in and edited that photo. Click on the photo, center it. Click on this photo. See, that doesn't work really great there, but can I blow it up? Yep, whoop. So I will take that. You can't see the CN Tower. Is it CN Tower? Move my drinks down. Okay. Move Rich down so he's actually in the photo. Blow him up a little bit. Boop. Got to get that hat in there because he's a dork. And then, so see, you just click on, you can adjust. But I went with border photo. Did you see at the top of that, I got the border. So now to crop, you pinch and zoom. I can do that. That's shown in what the print, but I needed the border for that. Now, can I make my borders bigger? Do you like this app better than PrintToSize? This is kind of cool, Sonia, is that I can do, there are, what do you call them? Let's look, what are those things called? Layouts. So that is cool. The other thing, the biggest thing that's cool for this, Sonia, is that, well, let's print this. Okay, let's print this. Let's see what it looks like. So I'll put my paper in. Is that it works for Android and Apple users. So that's a game changer. So if you ask me, a drawback for me is that I can't blow the whole image up to see. I have to fix that though. That one is not centered in there. There. That's a drawback for me, is that I can't, do you know what I'm saying? You can't pinch the whole image because I'm blind and this is a small screen. So that would be one thing that I would say, is that I wish that I could, like on PrintToSize, I can blow up the screen. But I have to say, it is free. It works for Android and it works for iPhone users. And it does have some cool things in it. So what I would do is I'd use both apps, right? Well, I know I've made an eye appointment, but I have to say, I would give it a 5-star. 5s? I would give this app a 5-star. There's just things now, like everything, like every app that I use, even if they're for my editing, or that there's drawbacks and positives and negatives to everything. But I'd have to say it definitely is a positive. I'd have to say this app works well. It is a positive. So Dawn, I'm going to show you this. And I don't know if is Dion still here? Let's print a 5x7 on here. I like this app. Me too. I have to say that my opinion has been changed, but now I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you things like why I would, for what I'm doing right now, I would have used PrintToSize. And I'll tell you why. I want to cut these apart, and I'm going to have a very thin border because how do you cut through the middle and apart? So my borders would be very small. So I love this if I was going to print it and keep it as one, but I think I would use PrintToSize so that I could fiddle around with my border sizes a little bit more. But that is fun. None of these are edited either. But look I love our cheers picture. So it is like, I think I would go between the two. To be honest with you, I'd go between the two. So now to do a 5x7, you would open your slider up so it fits. I like it to be nice and tight. Let's find an image to put in here. If you want to 3.5x5, you can use 5x7 paper, very smart, and choose the first layout you use. That's super smart. It's not about them being perfect, but you see what I'm saying now, right, Valerie? To cut these down, I'm going to have to do lots of border adjustments, right? For me to cut this and find the center, I'm going to lose my border. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm going to have to do border adjustments, and my borders will be smaller. Unless there's a way, I'll have to play around. But right, if I did the same thing now in PrintToSize, I could drop those in, and I could make this border wider between and the border wider this way, so that I could make my borders all the same. So if I was keeping it as one piece, but look how fun, friends too. Look at just cutting your, when you put your photos in, I just made like a, think on your 5x7 how fun this could be. You could totally make, what do you call that, when you go to the machine and get your pictures taken? You know what I'm saying? What is that thing called? Then flip the paper and print the another. Yep, film strip. So I love that. Look how fun that is. How fun would this be in one of the pocket pages that you could do? Oh my goodness, the fun I'm gonna be having with this album, and I'll post that in one of the pockets, you could add film strips. Oh my goodness. How freaking fun would this be? Oh, Vicky's gonna have so much fun with this album now. And if I did not come and spend this time with you guys, talking about like why I love this, being stubborn and saying whatever, that now look at, how fun is this? Tell me who wouldn't love to come over and look at my Christmas album. So you know, if you come in my house, I'm gonna give you snacks and a drink and make you look at my Christmas album. I'm gonna make you come and have a drink and look at my Christmas album. So let's do a 5x7 and let's test this paper too. I love photo booths, and I love freaking, I still have those photos for me and my boyfriend. My boyfriend in the photo booth. Okay, so I want to edit my photo quick. Let's pick one that I think we will get a pretty result because the lighting is pretty good. Oh, look at Debbie. But this one I love. Oh, we did that one already though. Let's look. I didn't put a ton on here. What's that one? Oh, look at, that's all of us. So let's do that one. Next. Crop. 5x7. Can I get, I don't care if I cut the bottom of my face off, but then I can still get tunnel of lights in there. Apply. I've got to watch now when I lighten this because they're all behind me that it could, and I have like bleach blonde hair that I could blow my, blow myself up, blow all the color out, right? So we will do that. Some of them, they're going to be what they are. It was at nighttime. You're just getting the best you can, right? Let's look. What's loft look like? Okay, I'm going to say good enough. I'm going to save it. Camera roll. And then I'm going to go PrintToSize. I'm going to go and change my paper size to 5x7. There she is. Right? Done. I'm going to delete these. Delete. Delete. Add. Me. Add. Click. Rotate. And I'm going to fill it up, but you know I want a border because it's how I roll. And then I love that I can blow this up. I can center it. I can change the orientation too if I wanted to and shrink it a little bit. I like my borders. Do that. Let's see. A little closer to the bottom. Okay, print. Let's see what we get. Yeah, you don't have to have this printer to use this app. And the Project Life app does very similar. I love that one too. I do have that in my photography class. We talked about, oops, what happened? What did I do? Just a second. What did I do? What did I do? I love working through. So the printer does not support 5x7. Yes, it does. Does so support 5x7. Isn't that weird? Let's see, I've never had that happen before. Is your paper size on the app set to 5x7? It is. It is. So let's see. Maybe I can't do it on this app. Let's do it on Epson. Back. Border. And then we will set it to 5x7. Maybe I can't do it on that app. Let's see. Change paper size to 5x7. And let's try it on the app that, works with this printer. See if that makes a difference. We'll try it. Add my photo. I'll have to play around with that. But we'll see. We'll do it here. Recent. Select. Next. Boop, 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 boop. What did I do? What did I do wrong, friends? Add photo. You have to change paper size on the printer as well. Oh yes, thank you, Irene. Let's go back. You're right. Confirm size. Change. Thank you, Irene. Done. Or thank you. Probably 10 of you said that to me. Okay, let's go back to my tried and true because it's ready to go. Let's see. And print. It takes a village. Hi, Jessica. How are you? Thank you. See, Irene even cap yelled at me just like Natalie does. Hey, ding dong, look at the screen. You're not doing it right. Thank you. It shows you how often I use the 5x7. Here it comes. Is Dion still here? I love that, Brenda. Thank you. Even if it's not true, thank you for saying it. I love this. I actually will find a spot to put this in my album. Oh my goodness, look how fun! How fun is that? Tunnel of lights with my fam jam. That'll be perfect in a pocket, right? That will be perfect in a pocket. I love it. I love this printer. I'm telling you, how many years have we talked about this printer? How many years have we talked about this printer? I absolutely love this thing. And I don't share things on here unless it's something I use. I use this. I love it. Right? So now I printed my tunnel of lights. And I can put them, I'm going to do something like this. And then I can put journaling strips underneath it. Hello from down under. Boop. Yes. I would love that. I would love to spend time. I'll leave a space above because I will probably put a sticker for my sticker book up there, right? Let's see, do I have a sticker book around here? Let's see if there is anything in there that I might want to use that's left over. Documented, noted. We have all this stuff, right? Are there any on here that I like? Boop, boop. Winter Wonderland, that's kind of fun. So I can do that. Winter Wonderland. Right above there. Love it. And then I'll put some journaling strips. And then for this side is going to be Devin and Daniel. And then I'm going to put it on the bottom just to balance the weight of the piece out. Oops, didn't put that on very straight. There. Right? And that goes in that side pocket. Love it. And I can put my journaling on there. That one went here. These guys went under here. Do you see what I'm talking about when I say about the real estate in these albums? I'm going to put 2 more photos here, one here, one here, one there. I'm going to get 10 photos on this spread. And I love that. I love that so much. So the other ones that I had that I wanted to do were Devin with her treat, Devin Denise. So we can go back, right, to our PicTapGo, and I'll get Devin with her treat, which was with the chocolate covered strawberry she was eating. I asked, so for you guys that had, who else has been to the Christmas market in Toronto? It is so much fun. We had a great time, and I have to say, spend the money so you can skip the line. It is worth every single penny. I spent the extra money so we could skip the line, and it was worth it. Thanks, Vicki, for all the info. I asked Santa for this printer. Hope he thinks I was nice and deserving. Say goodnight. I hope so too, Rosemary. I feel like you are definitely deserving. Save to the camera roll. So look at, so I do these albums with you guys, but I have never shown you one with photos in it. Just this section, and a photo could totally go on the front. I could get even more on here. I might put a little one on the front because I think that would be really pretty. One right here, right? And then your flip, and then the flap. There's going to be 2 here, 2 here. Right? I love it so much. It makes me so, so happy. So, so happy. And if you're new here, I still have albums, kits left. There are still kits left. If you are interested on vickybooten.com, the class is done already. We had a great time. All the instructions, you can watch it at your leisure. You could make this in March if you wanted to. And there's also a Disney kit and a vintage kit, which I'm going to be working on this weekend. I want to make the album for that one. I love this. Boop. And go. And then for my new collection, will be coming out in April, and it'll be fun. It'll be fun. So I'm going to go back to creative. I'm going to go back, cancel, cancel. Let's change that back to a, oops, cancel, press the wrong button. And I'll change it on the printer as well. Let's go back to paper size 4x6. Change it back on the printer. Let's select multiple photos. Oh, cannot. So add photo, we'll do the first one. Oh, cancel. I didn't do that right? I'm not used to using this now. Let's change the layout. Oh, I can't do it on this one because those are 3x3s. Let's just go here. It's going to be easier. Delete, edit, change paper size, 4x6. Done. Done. Add my photos. I can select 2. Love that. put them in here, shrink them down. If I want 3-inch, they need to both fit on here, we'll do it about 275. Let's see. I could have done them on the 5x7 probably, right? 275. That will leave me enough border for Vicky, who we know is a lover of the border. And is that small enough? No, it might have to go down to 270. 270. There. Let's do it. Change it on the printer again. What link are you not seeing? Change. Okay, print. I haven't shared any information yet. It's coming soon. But yes, I have some new exciting things happening. It's coming soon, but I don't get to make those decisions, right? It's the company I'm working with. But we have wrapped up the collection. It's going to be very exciting. Very exciting. And the announcement is coming soon. And then I can talk about it all I want. Look how fun! Yeah, I'll look at that other app a little bit more, right? But I'm not as well versed with it as you guys are. But I do have to say I have changed my opinion where I'm like, but I like both. I feel, look how pretty, that both of those work really well, right? It's going to be good. It's going to be very good. Like I said, creatively, if you like the stuff that I work or I make, you are going to love the things that are coming next year. It's going to be a very good creative year. So I'll take the page out. Now look, 2 photos here. You could mat them if you want, right? I love it on that gray. Gray and black in a holiday collection is very nice. Such a neutral for, doesn't matter what colors everybody's wearing. It makes your holiday stuff pop. I'm going to leave a space so I can put some kind of sticker in between. Or journaling, right? See? Yay! That's not very straight though. So we'll fix that. Right? So look. I love that. And then I can add some more in here, which I'm going to add them. You guys can stay if you like, or you don't have to. Put my photo here, here, there, maybe a little one on the front. I have these ones on here. I love this. And then I haven't even added the journaling yet, right? Yes. So for anybody that will be joining me, I don't know if Cherie's here anymore in Texas. I'm even going to be doing a very special class there. right? I'm going to be doing a very special class there. So using my new, actually, I'm starting my Christmas collection now, designing that one in the next couple of weeks. So we will have, and then right after that, hello, BJ Clark, how are you? And then right after that, I start the fall collection. Christmas comes before the fall because Christmas comes out in July and August, right? The Christmas collections come out in the summer, and then the fall release, I'm hoping for September. I'm hoping for September so we have some longevity with that, right? I'll be in Texas, yay! You wait to see, there's some special stuff is going to be happening there. I think for Texas, I want to do like a 12 days of Christmas project. So I think that that'll be very fun, right? So for these ones, right, you could do, like, look at, you could do 2 small photos, you could do a big photo. I was thinking here, maybe a 3x5, I think, right? Or maybe a little bit 3.5 by 5, I think would be fun, or 4x5 maybe even would fit there. Yeah, 4x5 would fit too, just for a little bigger image. So which ones haven't I done yet? So PicTapGo, what photo haven't we used yet? I didn't do, well, I did the group one of us, but I didn't put it there. Oh, look it. So this was the bar. Look at how it's decorated. So let's edit that as a 4x5. I think that'll be fun. 4x5. Hopefully people can kind of understand what that is. Well, I guess I know what it is, right? Apply, brighten. But this was the bar. That's the decorations that were in that bar. Isn't that crazy? So it was, the concept was really fun. We made the reservation, we went. The food was not good. And then I felt like it was like McCain's French fries and stuff, right? I didn't go to Miracle. I wanted to go to Miracle Bar. We didn't. We did, it's a Greek one on Queen Street. I think if we would have went to the Mexican one, it might have been better. But I don't know. That was a lot. We paid just for our drinks and whatever. Like our bill was like $260. We each had 1 drink and some appetizers. And I'm like, I think it could have been better. Do you know what I mean? I think the whole thing could have been better than it was. But that, it was quite the pricey experience. Oops, wrong one. Apply, brighten, and auto contrast, and go. Have you guys been to that one? Sounds about right. It was like the novelty of it, but people were like, is it worth the wait that we're out front? And I'm like, to be honest with you, no, I don't think it was. And we went there specifically for that, right? Like that these Christmas bars, like we were going to go and do all these fun things. And it was just okay. So I have to say, it was just okay experience. There we go. So I did 4.40 by 3.40. Move that down a bit and I'll print that. And we'll put one on the front and one in the back. Do you know what's funny? You go away with your children and you pay for the whole thing. And they did not offer to take 1 picture of me and Rich. I'm just looking going, we don't have a picture of just the 2 of us in there at all. Freaking brats. Right? Which app are you using to brighten change contrast? Sonia, I like PicTapGo or Snapseed. Snapseed is very fun. Snapseed is very fun. So what are you guys doing tonight? Are you leaving, Irene? See you later, friend. But their holiday espresso martini is amazeballs. Where's that, Natalie? You know that at Miracle, I wanted to go there. We couldn't. Like with all the things we were doing, we just couldn't fit that one in. Look how pretty. I love it. So I'm going to make this one Polaroid-ish. So I will. Do you see what I'm saying, though, for any of you guys that are memory keepers? The easy use. That's what I have to say, is that I can just sit here, pick the photo I want off my phone, and then I can print it, and I can journal, and it's done and done. I really do love that. So, because I have 2 of them, and I want the size to be the same, I'm going to actually measure the bottom of that as a 5-inch. Is that enough? No, 5 1/4. There's my kind of Polaroid-ish, right? That'll be fun. You're unwinding from work, building a puzzle. I love that. You're at your daughter's house in Chicago Burbs, Plainfield, actually. Going to watch my granddaughter's recital tomorrow. That's exciting. Working on Christmas cards. Finishing your layouts, about 10 minutes to finish. Good for you, Lisa. I'm taking notes and doing Christmas cards. I love that. I'm rarely in photos. Don't remember until it's too late. You need to change that, Lori. Take the selfies. You be in charge of it. I get what you're saying, but you need to be part of your story. It's so important. Like, I feel very strongly about that. Look it. I love it so much. I can't even tell you how much I love it. It's so much. And then I'll put one on the back of the page. I can't even tell you. Like the joy. I am feeling joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. I can journal in here because I'm going to. You guys are going to be so proud, but look how fun that is, right? The kids are going to love this when they see it. Although Devin will be like, I hate those pictures. I can't even believe you showed everybody those. And I'm like, you're beautiful and young. What are you talking about, crazy girl? I started printing pictures for your album. I love that. I had a huge week at work, so just relaxing today. Good for you, Poppy. Working on finishing your album. Hello, Bea. I'm in Orlando with my son and his wife and 2 kids, and Anna Luisa, my daughter. Tomorrow is Epcot Day. Good for you. Are you going to go eat food from all over the world in Epcot? I love that. So I leave on Thursday for Vegas with my friend Kari and her daughter, and we're going to see Bruno Mars. I'm going to see Bruno a second time, and he just opened with Hello Kitty, a Bruno Mars Hello Kitty pop-up that you can bet your bottom dollar Vicky's going to buy some swag. I'm going to... but you can go all over Epcot, right? Into Canada and have some poutine, right? You can go visit me in Canada at Epcot. Yes, and we saw him, we went in August, and Devin is very mad at me right now. She's like, why didn't you ask me if I wanted to go? And I'm like, because I brought you already in August for your birthday. But Kari said that she was going with her daughter Emma, and I said, and I would like to come as well. I want to go a second time because it was so good, and our seats are way better. And she's like, why are your seats better? I said, because I didn't have to pay for 3 of them. So I'm going by myself. I'm using my points, so I'm very excited about that. That I can use my points. And I can go and fly in a better class because I'm using my points. So very excited. So I leave. I need it. I'm just going to tell you, I need that break. It's going to be good. What did I say? Was it 340 and 440? Now I don't remember. But they're on opposite sides of the page, so we'll be okay. And put it down to 340. Now let's see what this one prints out like. But have you guys seen, you have to look it up on Instagram and look for the Bruno Mars and Hello Kitty collab. And then if you guys have been to Vegas at Christmas time, where the Bellagio, I want to go to Bellagio and look at the gardens. Where else? What hotel will have like the best lobby with Christmas decorations? Let me know. I would like to know. So we're going to do that, and we're going to go, there is, what is, Kari, are you still here? Oh, she is. What is the restaurant that we're going to that I told you guys that we needed to go to? Oh, look it. You can totally tell. That's the bar, the Christmas bar. Look how fun. Beauty in Essex. So if you ever go to Vegas, you need to book at the Cosmopolitan. There's a restaurant called Beauty in Essex, and it is a speakeasy. So it looks like a pawn shop in the front, and it is like shared plates. The whole restaurant is shared plates, and it is freaking delicious. I cannot wait to go. They do little beef dip sliders that were the best thing I ever had. So it's going to be good. So we'll share lots of pictures. But I want to know, Wynn's lobby should be really pretty. Bring all the sparkle. Yep, I love it. Bellagio is going to be beautiful. I think so. I think it's going to be pretty. And you know, like, because I go with my kid, and you know what, if you have kids, you know what they're like. It's, so with Devin, it was, you know, oh, I'm tired, or I don't want to do that. So now I'm going with Kari and Emma, and I know they're not going to say that. And here's the other beauty. If they don't feel like doing it, I can go. I can do the things on my own, right? But I know Kari's always up for fun. So now look at, friends, and then I can add from the restaurant. Oh, I love it so much. Oh, I'm so glad. I tell you guys to put photos in your things, and then I never have time to come back and do it. And I have to say, this is bringing me an absolute huge amount of joy to add to this album. Like, look at that. Look at that. I only need to add one more photo at the back, which I will do later. And a little one right here. I'll pick some more photos, something here. And oh, I love it. But this is why I was saying that the stickers I use are only a suggestion. Really, if you're doing one of these albums, I would recommend not adding any of your stickers until you put your photos in. Especially if you want to do it like a documenting December or December daily, and you want to do it like day one, because you don't know. You don't have a crystal ball. You don't know what you're going to do on the 4th day of December. So maybe don't do like a whole theme thing. The other thing is, I'm a crack smoker, and I put way too many pages in these albums. So once we start putting photos in, it's going to be too big. So I'll probably take some stuff out. I'll probably take some of the pages out to make this album not as bulky. You could split it and make 2 as well. But see, look at where I'm at already. I've already started to tell my December story. So this is what I have in here already. And I hope this just encourages you to, if you want to get the kit, I told you it's still there. If you have one from 2 years ago you haven't done, pull it out. Start putting the stuff on it. Make one from scratch from stuff that you have, right? So this is where I'm at already. From going to the watering can. I took a photo from us all in Vegas, or in Toronto with our travelers. We have Billy's and hot chocolate. And then that was outside of that restaurant. This was from the One of a Kind, right? I'm gonna do some home decor ones. I don't know what I'm putting here, might just be journaling. I'm gonna do my a picture of all of my wrapping paper, right? It's 4 little photos. I love that. I can't wait, right? Because we took those ones. I just dropped a whole bunch of stuff on the floor too. 'cause it's how I roll. But you see what I'm saying? Like, look how cute are these gonna be. So I bet a lot of you are have done my classes and maybe never put a photo in these albums. I want this to encourage you, Valerie, to put photos in it. How fun is this? And I know Valerie is visiting her family right now. Get your phone out and make people pose for photos. Take pictures at the mall. Take pictures of what you're eating. Take pictures of the coffee that you're drinking at Starbucks. Take selfies, lots of pictures of yourself. Don't be embarrassed. Who cares if your hair is combed, right? Put a hat on, take the picture. I'm going to fill this sucker. I love it. And I'll keep posting pictures as I go through. And thank you for joining me tonight. Was that helpful? Finally, do you have any questions about the Epson PictureMate and the apps that I used? I love it so much. I cannot wait. Look at this sucker. I'm going to jam-pack that with memories. Reads Across, Texas Tomorrow, and Renaissance Fair. 12 million photos, Rita. Take them. I'm still here. Leaving in a few days, but you nailed it. Take the pictures. Look it, and take it from me. I lost my mom. I lost my mom in August. My mother, literally, my best friend, my person, her funeral, boop, her funeral, when I needed photos, if I wouldn't have been the one, look at my hair tonight too, what the heck is going on here? If I wouldn't have been the one taking them, we wouldn't have them. And all of them always complained, getting the pictures, you know? And if I wouldn't have taken the pictures, I wouldn't have them. And my memory is not so good the older we get. So you and your mom, take 10 photos, and I'm going to ask to see them, Valerie. Get your kids in there, whoever you're visiting. Crazy neighbor that you love that, you know, might never have got a picture of. It matters. Thank you, Natalie. It matters. The pictures matter. Take the photos, print the photos. Come and do a scrapbook class with me for a mini book. Put your photos in it. And maybe you just found me and you don't even know what the heck we're talking about. And you're like, oh, this is fun. There's lots of chatter. I have nothing else to do on Friday night. And you're watching. Keep checking in with us. And I'm going to convince you that you need to do these things because it's going to be good. So thank you, friends. I didn't know I could connect my phone to the printer. My Bluetooth has been iffy lately. I missed it. You saved it from being thrown out the window. Well, I'm glad I saved your printer from being thrown out the window because it does matter. And you can hook your phone right into the printer. So, you know, not always the connections, the Bluetooth doesn't always work really well. So you have lots of options there, right? So thank you so much for joining me tonight. Like I said, there's going to be an impromptu one. I don't know when, and I might just pop on live and then I might be here by myself, but at least you have the content when you want to watch it for using the stamps and dies from the Wrapped in Ribbons stamp set. And what else did I want to say? And I'm going to be here, and then I'm taking some time off because I need to get my life in order and I need to do some design work. But I am going to be here on New Year's Eve at 8 p.m. for a couple of hours. If you're like me and you're boring and you don't really go out and do anything and you want company because maybe they're just watching sports in your house and you don't feel like doing that, I'm going to be pulling a whole bunch of projects out and talking about my life at American Crafts and all of the awesome things that came out of that awesome partnership and sharing past projects and just chatting. Hello, Julianne, my ding dong friend. So I'll be here on New Year's, and Rich, my husband, Sidecar, the dancing monkey, thought that was a really good idea. He thought that I was brilliant to say, let's do it on New Year's. He's like, you're probably not the only person. We're not the only people who don't go out. Like, we don't even go out for dinner on New Year's anymore. We just cook something or order in. But it's going to be fun. We're just going to hang out. And if you want some company, I'll be here. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to be scrapbooking this weekend and wrapping gifts and doing all the things. If you haven't already, please thumbs up the video. It's the easiest way to show the love. And if you haven't, make sure you subscribe so you can hang out with me some more, because I love having you here. So have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, Natalie, my sidekick. And we'll see you later. I hope that helped you to use your Epson PictureMate 400 printer. If you've been on the fence or you need a new printer, I think it is 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 printer. Showed you a few apps, was convinced that I was wrong and need to use both apps. So thank you for that. Thank you for making me try new things, because it was awesome. And we'll see you later. If you have any questions, just put them in the regular comment section. Here's another thing. Be watching. If you don't follow Vicki Boutin, VICKIBOUTIN on Instagram and on Facebook, my artist page, I'm giving stuff away next week. Like stuff. Like, did you see the exclusive Barbie Stanley Cup? I'm giving one of those away because I ordered two, one for me and one for one of you. I'm going to be giving a Stanley Cup away. I'm going to I'm going to do a couple of giveaways next day to share the love. There'll be a gift certificate to my store. So vickyboutin.com. There'll probably be a couple of those. I'm going to do a giveaways, serious giveaways. And I'm trying to plan them for at least 4 next week. 4 next week. And I'm going to spread them out between Instagram and between my Facebook artist page. So I'd say check it out, because I'm going to give the Barbie, at least one Barbie Stanley Cup away. And I spent a lot of money on that thing. So there's a good value with that. And then some $100 gift certificates to my store, Canadian, $100 Canadian, right? So yay! So make sure you remember that, right? So we'll see you. Check me out next week for the giveaways. And like I said, have a great weekend. If you're watching in future land, thanks for joining. And we'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.